Oh yeah, I'm so excited to make this tutorial because the Shuriken Cutter and the Beat with Shuriken Hyperhook are my favorite tricks to do at the moment. Especially the Shuriken Cutter is an extremely popular trick among advanced trickers, and for a good reason. Cork with a shuriken is a beautiful trick. Cork with a shuriken followed by a hyperhook is a very appealing trick, at least for my eyes, and it feels extremely good to do. And the same thing applies to the Beat with Shuriken Hyperhook. In order you to start learning these two moves, I think you should have a very solid Beat with Shuriken and a Cork Shuriken. If you haven't mastered them yet, check out my Shuriken variation tutorial from the info icon in the right corner of the video or from the link in the description. If your single shurikens are not good enough, I don't see any point in starting to learn the Shuriken Hyperhook variants of the Cork and the Beat with. Basically, if you can't draw one proper circle with your foot, meaning one shuriken, you can't expect to draw two of them in one jump. In my opinion, the bare minimum requirement before attempting any Shuriken Hyperhook safely is that you can do a shuriken and then immediately spot the upcoming hyperhook after the landing. This is the bare minimum because you need to learn to anticipate the hyperhook portion of the trick fast after the shuriken. This is just essential if you wanna learn these moves safely. Still, even after you can do this, your shuriken is probably not fast enough. In the Shuriken Hyperhook variation, the shuriken portion happens significantly faster than during a regular shuriken. When you do the real deal, you do the shuriken, push the foot down so fast that it misses the ground, and then you lift the foot up again for the big kick to finish the trick. In order to be mentally ready for this, the shuriken plus the spotting for the hook kick should feel extremely easy to do. On the meantime, while you drill this progression step as solid as you can get it in your mind, you should also start training hard your cheat 7 doubles. You should have a very solid cheat 7 double and preferably be able to land it in turbo too. If you can do this, you probably have the ability to create enough torque to complete the Shuriken Hyperhook. Without the ability to land the cheat 7 double to turbo stance, you probably won't succeed at the Shuriken Hyperhook even if your shuriken is very good. This used to be the case for me for many years. My shurikens were great, but I could not get the Shuriken Hyperhook solid until I learned the cheat 7 double turbo. This is also a very good progression for the hurricane kick. Next up, you need to learn the Shuriken step over hook kick. This is basically the same thing as the Shuriken Hyperhook, but with a small step in between. You can also practice a drill like this as an exercise for your mind, and this helps with the Beat with Shuriken Hyperhook. It may help you a little, just try it out and see if it helps. And to be clear, the Beat with and the Cork versions of the Shuriken Hyperhook variation work very similarly after the takeoff. There is not really much difference but the takeoff, to be clear. You can learn whichever you want first. For me, the Beat with variant was easier at first, but you may be different. And now that I have given you all the information and exercises, the rest of the work will be up to you. Naturally, everyone will be different in how fast you can learn these tricks. You should know that even after you have mastered everything that I told you to master, you might still have hard time committing to the Beat with Shuriken Hyperhook and the Shuriken Cutter. In the end, tutorials are just tools for you to help leading your training to a better direction. You're basically now better equipped to learning these moves, but still no guarantee that it will happen. You yourself decide how hard you wanna train these moves, how smart you are about your training, and how persistent you wanna be in terms of training towards these tricks. If you don't get the move in 1 month, it's nothing. If you don't get it in half a year, it's nothing. If you don't get it in a year or 2 years, you still keep training and pushing towards the trick, and in the end, you will get it. But you definitely won't get it if you end up hurting yourself or you lose the motivation and stop training. You gotta be persistent if you wanna get good at tricking. Anyways, this was everything that I wanted to say about these tricks and the mindset. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.